By the end of the week, I had apparently been promoted from finance student to Nico's personal quality control inspector. I still wasn't sure when I'd accepted the position. I found him in the gym after class, standing in front of the mirrors while the late afternoon sunlight poured through the tall windows. His gray workout shirt was damp from training, his hair messy, and his shoulders looked broader than I remembered. Nico spotted me through the mirror. His grin appeared instantly. "Inspector," I sighed. "Don't call me that. You came back." "I happen to enjoy exercise." He looked at me. I looked at him. We both knew that was a lie. Nico laughed and lifted one arm. "New personal record," he flexed. I walked over and gave his bicep a quick squeeze. The muscle tightened beneath my fingers. I raised an eyebrow. "Suspiciously legitimate." "Suspiciously? Your ego is doing most of the lifting." He laughed and flexed harder. "How about now?" "Now you're just showing off." "That's what muscles are for." I shook my head, but I couldn't stop smiling. He turned slightly and tightened his shoulders, clearly waiting for another inspection. I gave his shoulder a playful squeeze. "Still there." "Excellent. Congratulations. Your arms have survived another day." Apparently, one inspection wasn't enough. A few minutes later, Nico caught me watching him in the mirror. "You're checking again." "I'm observing." "You've been observing my arms for 30 seconds. I'm studying muscle development." Finance people really have an excuse for everything. He lifted his shirt slightly, just enough to reveal the definition he'd earned from training. "Abs?" I stared. "You're becoming unbearable." "Quality control." I gave his stomach a quick poke. He immediately tightened his abs. My knuckles bounced harmlessly off them. I pulled my hand back. "Why are you made of concrete?" Nico burst out laughing. "That's the point!" I lightly tapped his abs again. "Overpriced concrete." "Jealous? Of your abdominal construction?" "Deeply." He laughed and flexed again. I shook my head. "You're enjoying this way too much. You keep volunteering." That was annoyingly true. Later, after his workout, we sat on a bench outside the gym beneath the huge acacia trees. The evening breeze carried the smell of grass and someone's takeout dinner across the courtyard. Nico leaned back, exhausted. Then he lifted an arm and sniffed his own shirt. He immediately made a disgusted face. "Okay." "What?" "I smell terrible." I laughed. Finally, some self-awareness. He jokingly lifted his arm toward me. "Quality control?" I recoiled dramatically. "Absolutely not." "Come on." "No." "Scared?" "I have standards." He laughed and lowered his arm. "Your loss." I shook my head. "You're ridiculous." "And you're still sitting here." I glanced at him. He was smiling. I smiled back. Unfortunately, he had a point. By then, our stupid little inspection routine had become something neither of us wanted to admit we enjoyed. Whenever Nico hit a new personal record, he'd find me. Whenever he wanted to show off, he'd flex. And whenever I pretended not to be impressed, he'd grin like he'd already won. It was ridiculous. It was childish. And somehow I looked forward to it every single day. As we walked back across campus that evening, Nico bumped his shoulder against mine. "Same time tomorrow?" I pretended to think about it. "Fine. You're obsessed. With quality control." "Sure, finance boy." I rolled my eyes, but I was smiling, and that was becoming a problem.